I am preparing for some end of year exam.
Not gonna lie, kind of worried.
I prefer to have homework to do in revision.
2 weeks of mocks.
And it was really hard.
So I have lots of revision to do.
I'm really nervous.
I am not ready for end of year exams. I have practically done, I think, a page and a bit of revision in the past week, and our exams are in a week and a day.
I had one today, I had my French listening, and it was really hard. Because I'm in year 10, they're calling them mocks, but I don't think they are because we're not doing like all of them, but I've got a couple more this week and start a bit more next week and the week after, so I've been doing a bit of revision, getting ready for it, because they decide from these exams if we're doing like high or foundation.
They were quite stressful, not gonna lie, but I think it was like a good taster to see what real GCSE exams are going to be like in 2 years' time.
I am also halfway done my end of year exams, so yeah, normal revision stuff, which I'm happy about.
This year we have been working on the start of our GCSEs, but not properly, because we're going to do that in year 10. So we're going to sit them, see how we're doing with the basic knowledge we've learned this year, and see what we need to improve on in the next 2 years. Not gonna lie, kind of worried because I don't want to come out with some bad results, but at the same time I feel kind of confident and I think I'm going to do okay.
I did them the first 2 weeks of the last half term. I was really chill. I wasn't even that stressed. I expected myself to be going crazy. But I have a few end of topic tests for science, and I have my speaking and listening exam for English, and I'm really nervous.
I have 3 end of year exams, one for each of my options, so that's one for French, one for history and one for geography.
I think it's going to be running a little bit differently for us because of the fact that we're in year 10. We're going to be having like 2 weeks of mocks, so we're going to be sitting the papers, I think of last year or maybe this year, depending on what they choose.
I also have a revision timetable which exists, but I will not be using. I just think it's fair to say I will not be passing.
I just finished mine. My last one was Tuesday. In my school, basically what we do is we have 2 tests a day and usually just goes on for just over a week. It's a bit tiring, but it's finally over and I'm happy with what I did.
We have assessments or tests every term or half term. That term we'll learn a certain topic and we'll have that test on that certain topic, and then the same with the next 2 terms. Each of these tests will lead up to your end of year grade. It's not one test affecting your whole grade for the whole year, which I really enjoy because I don't have to procrastinate and revise all of the topics for one specific test. I get them all spread out.
I have 2 English papers, 1 history, 1 RE, 2 maths and a science, I think, all in the space of a week. I also have my BTEC Sport GCSE coming up on the 11th of July, so I've also been revising for that.
We start next Monday and they don't finish 2 weeks Friday, which means I have 2 weeks full of exams. Most days having 2 exams on. My first one's English language and it's really hard to revise for. So I have lots of revision to do. I am starting my resistant materials coursework, which is during next June, so
I had my end of year exams like before half term. I'm really happy because this half term I can just relax and I've got nothing to like prepare for other than homework. I've got so much homework. I prefer to have homework to do in revision. I might get some coursework over the summer holidays for my English, but I'm not too sure.